What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CanesInSight Daily Podcast powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. A lot to talk about. Sorry for some of the delays here. There's a worldwide outage apparently on Cloudflare. Twitter's down. CanesInsight.com is down temporarily. So we're working through a couple things. Should be done probably by the time you listen to this, but figured let everybody know why we're a little late. We got Amon Richards on the show. Plenty to get into here with Canes football. First, I want to talk about some folks that they're never taking a break. That's Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. If you or someone you care about has been injured in an accident, you could be entitled to significant compensation. Dial 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of your life with Anajar and Levine. Pete, hop in.
You know, D, I got to say, some people are never happy, man. This is life, but we get complaints about being late. My brothers and sisters, we also get complaints when you don't get notifications. If we don't set the stream at a certain time, you will not get alerted of the stream. If we just go live, we'll say, hey, I didn't get a notification. So again, appreciate your patience, but everyone needs to calm down a little bit this morning.
Well, you know, Pete, we could actually just give them the notification and actually show up on time. So I think I'm the number one culprit.
We can give them the notification, and if we don't, you know how we are though. Listen, people, you gotta calm down a little bit, and you're still here.
I'll raise my hand.
At 1MG, you're still here. 1MG.
1MG is our boy. When I was in eighth grade, we had superlatives, and it was like best looking, most athletic, most intelligent. The Epiphany Kings. We had a bunch of superlatives for our class, and they gave me most likely to be late for his own wedding. So I didn't get a good one. I just got most likely to be late. So. I've been doing this for a minute.
Sounds about right.
But anyways, guys, appreciate all you guys joining us. And again, apologies for the outage. We got Amon Richards here in a little bit. But Pete, before we get into any of this, I want to talk about Miami's new quarterback. No, not Carson Beck sitting on the bench. Carson Beck's gonna be there. He's playing at a high level. Some of the best football he's played all year. But Malachi Toney, man, that was a very interesting quote from Shannon Dawson at his press conference yesterday, which was an outstanding press conference, top to bottom, a lot of good info there. But he was talking about the play where Malachi Toney hit JoJo Trader. And it was very interesting, not just talking about the throw, but on some of the reads. So let's get into this here. By the way, I got YouTube Premium, so we're in business there. But let's get to this. Hold on a second. Let's pull this up here. Hopefully no commercials, so no one yells at me. But I think we're in good shape. So here we go. Shannon Dawson talking about Malachi Toney throwing the football. I screwed up again, didn't I?
No audio. Yeah, no audio.
This is the third. I got the ads taken care of. I bought the YouTube Premium, but now I'm still just not sharing the audio. It's a learning process, I think by the time that we're defending our 10th championship here, I'll have this right. By the way, shout out. Look what we got in the chat. We got your boy Stoney. We got a lot of folks up in here. But we'll get this right. Gary Furman live at the MGM Grand Casino says Charlie Chaplin, little silent film starring Shannon Dawson. JR Barr says, it's like showing my grandpa how to use a DVD player in the 1990s. That's pretty much how it is. All right. So Pete, watch this. I'm going to take it from the top so you can get your clickbait perfect and clean when we put it out as a segment. So here we go. Miami might have a new quarterback. Carson Beck, not going anywhere, still throwing the ball at a high level. But Shannon Dawson had some very interesting comments about Malachi Toney and his reads at his press conference here yesterday. So let's take a listen with sound on and clear.
To not take reps in the system for all year and to start taking reps in camp and have that stuff flow like it does, because communication is extremely important. And
I loaded the wrong clip. How about that? How many errors do you think we can hit in the first 5 minutes in, Pete? I think Honey hasn't barked yet, so Honey's doing her job. We're not doing our job here on the CanesInSight podcast. All right, here we go.
Honey's barking right now, so I'm muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Honey. All right, here we go. Without further ado, let's listen to Shannon Dawson talk about a new quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes, right? Not Carson Beck. He's rolling. He's playing at a high level. But Malachi Toney. Take 5.
About that is that wasn't the first read. Like the post was the first read. So a guy that isn't playing quarterback, a lot of times you just give him a 1 and none. Like you throw it here or like make it work. But with him, he's a little different. So I'll put like progressions in his deal. And so the post, they must have anticipated something coming because they played coverage and they covered the post. And then JoJo came open and he ripped it to him. And that's like, it was a seed. That's everybody in the quarterback room will admit. The bigger thing with him, though, it's like he doesn't have to warm up. He just gets out there and grabs the ball and throws it. I mean, I can't quite explain it, but it is what it is.
There you have it. Malachi Toney, new quarterback for Miami. That's amazing that it has the ability to go through his progressions there. I was going to let this say this shows like the first half offense versus Stanford. Yeah, a lot of pre-snap penalties here. But amazing to have a skill position player. You can give them the ball. Obviously, they have the run option, but they can make reads and go through progressions and give you so much more of the offense or at least options on a play like that than an average skill position guy. So my question to you, Pete, do you think we could see more Malachi Toney playing quarterback?
I think the fans have an idea of him, being the full-time quarterback next year, which I've seen thrown out there. I don't think that's something that's realistic. Unfortunately, we saw the good and we saw the bad. We saw he had a little pressure in his face on the second attempt and kind of, got a little nervous there and overthrew Pringle. I think though you should see some sort of package will take where he's getting 5 to 7 snaps a game at that spot though. I think that can be realistic. I think you can add that as a very baked in part of your offense. We'll see how much of it more we see here moving forward the rest of the season. But as long as Malachi Toney is at the University of Miami next year, I think that you'll see him in that role a good amount, just not as a full-time QB as some have suggested.
All right, as we get him on, ready to get him in here. I compare it to like a Tim Tebow, and Tim Tebow was totally different body type. Obviously, he was a fullback body type, 240 plus pounds, running in short yardage and doing those things. But I think when you look at Tim Tebow as a freshman, his workload got more and more. And I think the reason why was because he was an actual quarterback. So he could make reads that you wouldn't ask a fullback to make. Maybe there's a fullback that has a good arm and you could run a trick play here and there, but they're not going to be actually making decisions. Whereas Tebow was a decision maker. As you saw, he became a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. So with Toney, he can run, he can do all those things, he can get the numbers messed up, but he can also make decisions on the fly under pressure without, how many times you've seen wide receivers when it's not there just bombing and get intercepted. He has the decision-making ability. So I think a guy like that can get more and more on his plate as we bring in Miami's all-time leading freshman receiver, Amon Richards. So Amon, you get your mic. There you go. I saw you enjoying that yogurt right there. You were chowing. I was going to bring you in, but you look so happy eating that yogurt. I didn't want to mess with it.
Man, I don't know what this is right here, but yeah, munching crazy. But how we doing?
Let's get that sponsor, Amon. You gotta figure out who it is.
Yeah, I got it. It says Friendly Farms.
Hey, don't say it. Don't give him publicity just yet.
I'm gonna DM him.
Friendly Farms. We gotta figure it out.
So, Amon, I know you're tied into social media at all times, and you know what's going. You got your finger on the pulse with the Canes. So, one of the hot topics, Dawson's press conference yesterday, he talked about how Malachi Toney, his throw to JoJo Trader, that was really his second read, right? And he had multiple reads baked into his trick play, which for most skill position guys, they don't have that kind of freedom. But him being a former quarterback, they gave him the freedom. So, what we were talking about, I want to get your thoughts on is, listen, he's not Tebow. He's a different body, obviously, but could he have that kind of role going forward where, like, it's not just 1 or 2 plays. Maybe it's like, 5 plays or more where he's getting the ball in his hands, making decisions.
I mean, probably. I can say this. He definitely got more reads than I ever had. Because, hey, Coach Rick, we had a trick play in practice, and it was just, hey, get the ball, and if it's not there, just run or throw it away. Do not throw it elsewhere. It was like a reverse pass. We actually ended up doing it versus Virginia Tech when Malik caught that pass, except Braxton threw it because I think I threw a bad pass. They took it out of my hands. So, but realistically though, it would not surprise me as the season go on to add something like that where he actually maybe drops back and actually, make nothing crazy, not maybe a crazy concept, but just, every time he's at quarterback, right? So far we have ran quarterback like power or counter. We obviously add in the wrinkle where we threw the pass, he missed it to the running back, but it wouldn't surprise me if we actually drop back and, have maybe some sort of pop pass in a red zone, right? Something like that. But yeah, I mean, the kid can play, man. I mean, I think they said he played quarterback in youth league, so that's probably where it comes from. Just having that feel for the game and just accuracy and just, I feel like he has very good touch for a receiver throwing the ball. Like that pass to Malachi, like I haven't even seen some quarterbacks make that throw. Like legit, that was a laser. That was on the money. He didn't even break stride. A nice soft pass. I mean, what can the kid? I mean, maybe put him in a field goal. I think he'd do everything. But yeah, I think we'll see some wrinkles going forward, and especially into next year, just as he gets older, right, a little bit more mature, just in the college football aspect. He's a real weapon, man. He's like DJ Dallas, but like on a whole nother level. Just can do a lot of different things and give you a lot of different looks.
Yeah, we're watching right here some highlights from when he was at American Heritage. So Dia Bell, who's #1 quarterback or top 5 quarterback in the country this year, he got hurt last year. So Mally took over at quarterback. Like you mentioned, he was a youth quarterback, and they actually played better on offense when he took over at QB. And you see him running and juking and all that. I saw him in the state championship game against Darion Coleman, who's the Miami quarterback commit this year, and he wasn't running at all. He was like 16 for 16 passing. He was just straight up dropping back and tearing him up. So, I mean, he's a real quarterback. Not the biggest guy, but he's a real quarter. He passes. Yeah. Look at this right here.
Yeah, look at it, like, bro, like that's like touch. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not Josh Allen or anything, but he can get the ball to the receiver in a friendly spot. Like, that's what I like most. He's not throwing just the ball into like an area, right? Like, you can see he's actually like, he has really good touch. So, hey, that's another weapon we can use. Especially next year. And also it's just another wrinkle that opposing defensive coordinators have to acknowledge and they have to game plan for. Because what happens is you go in, right? You're going to have about 2 to 3 players on the screen, right? They're going to have like the key player on the offense, right? Usually it's like the quarterback or running back in the day when, running backs were like that, the guy usually. And then on defense, you're going to have like, your Derwin James or, the guy to always keep an eye out for, right? That's like part of the scouting report. I guarantee you Malachi's on everybody's scouting report just because it's like, yo, this kid can throw the football. He gets open in the slot. They're moving him around. Like, we have to account for him at all times. That's what I like about what we're seeing now and how Mally's developing into like this guy that's very reliable, like, he's so consistent, and I'm not even going to jinx him. He's just very consistent, and he's always like, he shows up every game. Just put it like that. He shows up every game. So that's someone DCs have to acknowledge and respect because week in, week out, like, he's going to make plays.
By the way, Pete's handling his honey issue right there. We got a dog running wild, man. The most popular dog on the CanesInSight podcast. He's shaking his head. People love Honey, man. She's a star of the show. She's probably the most popular guest besides Amon. So it's all good.
Hey, if these cats I have were a little bit heavier, you'll hear them rumbling outside the door right now, fighting each other.
Oh yeah, how many you got?
Can't hear them.
How many cats you got?
2 of them, man. One we got like, from the store, and then one we rescued. We're like walking around and we seen it just by itself, little baby. Probably it was like 6 weeks, just outside. Took it to the vet, got all the shots and all of that. So
what it reminds me of, Amon? It reminds me of how Mario saved this program, man.
Damn.
Reminds me of how Mario saved this program. I know you got to get off here. I wanted to tease one thing.
Tease it
for a future show. Kind of maybe to gaslight you a little bit, where you can't really respond right now fully. But imagine when we start recruiting at a high level.
Oh, we
are overachieving right now. Miami has the 15th most talent in the country right now. Imagine when we start recruiting at a high level, man. Unbelievable what Mario and staff is doing right now.
Hey,
Unbelievable. I can't wait to get into this at another time with you, D.
hey, that's crazy. But to be honest, to be fair, we have missed on, like I said, that those like Jeremiah Smith, those like top guys. Oh, what Mason R. Thomas was a guy. I think we didn't.
When was the last time
like
a team outside of the top 5 in this sort of ranking won the championship? I couldn't think of it. I mean, I don't have every list, but like you have to imagine the teams that have won it have been in the top 5 in this list.
Joe Burrow, LSU, were they top 5? Like I know overall, like when you look back at it, but
that's
just
probably a good call.
Like,
that's probably a good call.
Yeah, he probably was.
And the talent composite, by the way, is the high school rankings plus Porter rankings of players still on your team, right? So you know the class. Then if you've lost high rated guys from that class, it does not count for. This is like what's currently on the roster. So again, just imagine when they start recruiting at a high level, man. It needs to get better.
Hey, wait, they're saying Michigan, but didn't Michigan get caught cheating? So does that really count?
Good point.
I wish we got caught cheating. I wish we did the same thing, man.
Hey, I'm with you. You're right, Pete. whatever it takes.
Who had the best arm of the receivers when you were there? Like, I'm sure you guys were throwing around. Who had the best arm?
Nah, it was definitely me. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly, I promise you, all jokes aside, I really could have played quarterback in Little League. Only difference is that in Little League, there's no receivers out there. So it was just hut and you take off running. And that was like boring. You feel me? So, but I never really cared to play quarterback. But when we did because I think 3 of the receivers were like practicing, making like the little throw or whatever. They gave it to Braxton because, Braxton's obviously Mr. Reliable, right? He going to make the right play. He's not going to do nothing crazy. I might just, throw it to the other guy by accident, So I respect it. But nah, when it comes to I can actually gun it deep. I got a pretty good arm. I can throw that thing 60 yards.
You're like Brett Favre out there. You're just trying to fit it in.
For sure. 100%. But, but we never got to see it, man. It's okay, though. Shout out to Braxton for making that dot.
By the way, so I got to run here. I got a school orientation. Amon is going to stay on with Pete and with Honey. But real quick, before I get out of here, I got to talk about every single website is down across the world with this Cloudflare outage. Twitter's down, CanesInsight's down, everything's down. It'll be up soon. But the one website that's still up, your boy OrchidMan, ORCHID Man, Landscape Artisans, Palm Beach all the way down to the Florida Keys. Dial 786-271-0332. They make landscape maintenance easy. Tree stump grinding, fertilization, irrigation, all the Asians, you name it, they got it. They take care of you. They are the quarterback of your operation. They're the Malachi Toney with the ball in his hands when it comes to landscape and making sure that everything is the way it needs to be. So shout out to OrchidMan, ORCHID Man, Florida.com. All right, fellas, be good. Have a good show.
All righty.
Go Canes.
All right.